Hello, I'm Phoenix from the Climate Emergency Centre Network. One of the biggest impacts we see at festivals and all sorts of events is plastic, and I wanted to ask you all collectively, or big influencers in the industry, what could we do to replace plastic with things like hemp, which in my book is the #1 climate solution. It's food, fibre, fuel, medicine, and also it biodegrades within about 90 days. So as big influencers, how can we talk a lot about plastic and the problems of it in the oceans. How can we actually start to get hemp put in to replace plastics?
Dale?
Yeah, we don't have single-use plastics either. Obviously, I would have thought, and I'm a fan of hemp and all the alternatives there are. But I think that this is an area where we actually need the government to step in, because it's absurd that it's so cheap to make so much plastic around the world that ends up in the oceans and ultimately in all of our bodies. Our organs have got microplastics in them now because there's so much of this stuff being made. And the external costs of that are not in the product, and that shouldn't be allowed. It's like the price of oil. It would be double what it is today if the external costs of oil were in the product. Same with animal farming. The external costs are not in there. It would cost a lot more if they were, and then the vegan option is absolutely going to be cheaper. So this is a role for government, regulators around the world, to actually make the economic system right.
So basically, yes, politically create the market that favours the right product.
Yeah, we have some absurd economic system at the moment where the actual true cost of something isn't paid. It's subsidised. We subsidise our health system, our environment for fossil fuels and animal farming and plastics. And we shouldn't allow that. Let the people that make that stuff pay the cost of that stuff.
How optimistic are you about any government doing that?
Oh, one day.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah,
I know you have to believe, don't you? Yeah.
No, I do believe. Because it's actually sensible economics as well. And it's the choice that's being made, actually, between the old way of doing things and the new way. And we economically advantage the old way. And if we just switch our attention, subsidies included, from that to this, then we make it much easier for everybody to make the change.
Business driving change.
I would actually say I agree with Dale, and I feel like the issue is compounded because there is just a lot of this misinformation or miseducation on actually recycling of plastic here as well. So there's a lot of markets that have a more built up or developed system. They still have their issues, but they have developed a culture of actual recycling. And it may not be plastic, it may be glass, it may be tin, but there's a lot of work to do, and it is at a government level that this can change at a impactful level.
Okay, thanks to the panel.